I'm gonna do the seat, the cushion. Again, I look underneath. Hand up, hand down. I just connected my two hands. There's nothing in the cushion, nothing in that cushion. I'm gonna do the door. Same thing. Window down, screwdriver in, flashlight down, rule out the anomaly. Give it a shake, nothing in there. Now I'm getting to the dashboard area. All right, first thing I do is drop the glove box. I lower this glove box. And it comes down. I'm ruling the contents within. I'm looking for cracks and crevices, anywhere to put my screwdriver and rule out that anomaly. So when I get here, I'm looking at the screws in the glove box. I look up and I see some screws missing. Were they here? Okay, so I see screws missing. Indicator in of itself, right? Makes me want to look further. But anyway, I see a crack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my screwdriver or upholstery tool and stick it in the top here, in this crack. I'm gonna pry down the slightest bit. As soon as I do that, I can see the Dynamat. I can see a Dynamat. I'm ruling out the anomaly up in this area, up here. As soon as I see the screws missing, I see a crack. I take my screwdriver, I stick it in the crack to rule out this anomaly, as you would in every single vehicle. And when I shine my screwdriver in, or shine my flashlight in there, I see Dynamat. Do you know, who knows what Dynamat is supposed to be used for? Speaker enhancement, right? Sound enhancement. Should it be lining the interior of a dashboard? No. Should carpet be lining the interior of a dashboard? No. With a hidden compartment, Jesus, Bob. With a hidden, what's that? With a hidden compartment located, and I'm 100% confident that it's a hidden compartment, we are now locating wires. Wires in the dashboard will probably run across. Okay, we'll probably run across. If we were to have a rear floor trap back here, the wires will either run along the rocker panel on the driver's side or directly down the center of a vehicle. Have you guys ever found wires running along the passenger side floorboard when it was in the rear?
I had a Jeep where they ran it
the roof. Yeah, I've had the roof, but kind of like on the driver's side or in the middle. Yeah. Never down the passenger side, correct? It doesn't make any sense, really. The power's over in the front left. Power's over in the front left. They have to use relays. We'll explain that later. They'll branch off of a lot of the buttons and outlets within the dashboard, and eventually they'll have to run that wire, the power source, back to the trap. Closest way from point A to point B is a straight line. So they'll either run along the driver's side rocker panel or to the center console and straight back. With a trap identified here, I would begin here to kind of pull back this molding, or I would begin behind the radio. I would check both spots, okay? So in this scenario, I'm gonna pull back this molding, and I'm gonna pull back the carpet. In doing so, I can see aftermarket wire. How do we identify aftermarket wire? Wire is usually in a casing, okay? It usually runs along the driver's side and down the passenger side. In this scenario, it's outside of the electronical harness. It's double-coated wires wrapped in electrical tape. I can see them coming out from the dashboard and then running directly across up into the center console, okay? I don't expect you guys to start cutting wires, and please don't. That you have to resort to your department policy, okay? I could always help you if you have access or identified a hidden compartment. I could always explain exactly what wires to cut. But I wouldn't recommend just start cutting any wires without experience. I know this to be aftermarket wires because they were outside of the factory electrical harness. They were wrapped in electrical tape and they were running directly into the hidden compartment. So we cut the wires. I take a knife, I cut the wires, I splice them. I reveal the 2 wires now, right here. It's a red and a black. I reveal the copper wiring because I spliced the plastic. And now I'm gonna apply power. I can apply power in 2 ways. Either utilizing a little jumper or a little motorcycle jumper pack, or utilizing these. Unfortunately, the battery of the vehicle is dead, but if it wasn't, you can easily go to Home Depot, purchase 14 or 16 gauge speaker wire, you cut the ends, splice them, and then apply alligator clips. Very simple, homemade jumper cables. Once you cut the wires, you apply one end of the clips to this, pop the hood of your suspect vehicle, apply the other end directly to the battery. But the battery's dead, so we can't do that. So I'm gonna use this. We're gonna do this multiple times for you guys. We'll switch it up. And when the power is applied, the electronic piston will open up. Will push open. This is what I was seeing in here, on the back side of that. A Dynamat right down in there. Lined with carpet. The bottom of this carpet is old Dynamat, which is what I was seeing. All right, this is the actuator, also known as an electronic piston right here. It opened, probably big enough for a few kilos, a gun, money. And in order to close it, you just reverse the wires. And it closes. We're gonna try to give everybody a quick opportunity to come in here and check it out, sit in the car, listen to that actuator, it's an important sound. Look at the wires, look at the aftermarket wires, how they're outside of the electronical harness. See how they're wrapped in electrical tape. All right, and if you guys want, you could attach the jumper cables and give it a whirl. Go at it. I'll leave a flashlight here in my upholstery tool if you want to check it out. Is that okay? We got to keep it moving, so let's just try to get a group of people up there, somebody go at it and take control. Good, give it a whirl. Come on, filling around them. There's 2 copper wires. See them? Connect one, yeah, the red to one. I don't know which one was which. It's okay. If it's wrong, it's just not going to do anything. Don't put them together. You're doing right. You got it.
You drive a minivan.
Yeah. There you go. And then put the black, put that one on the other one. Just don't touch the 2 clips together. Yeah, so that's closing it. It's already closed. That's why I didn't do anything. So now just reverse them. Put that red on the black and the black on the red. You're on the rubber and the red. You guys hear that sound?
It's almost like the flaps from the airplane.
Yeah, it's a very important noise. It's basically extending to allow that to open, that compartment to open. Now you reverse them and close it. Oh, you don't want to put them together. Somebody else jump up, everybody else filter around. How to move around to the other side. Guys, for you guys who eventually work your way over to the other side, I want you guys to get right in there and at least look at it. I want you to hear that sound, see the wires.
Where'd you see the Dynamat from? Underneath?
When I pried it, so basically the interior of the compartment is lined with carpet. Underneath that, on the exterior, is all Dynamat. So when I pried back, I saw the Dynamat, which was the outside of it. obviously it indicated there's a trap. There's no Dynamat inside of really anywhere in the vehicle unless there was aftermarket speakers or something before. Yeah.
So how about the cars that have the Easy Pass stickers in the shield?
We don't listen. If all the other items of interest are there, we don't rule it out. We hit 23 kilos of coke, and then it was the Easy Pass on the window.
Yeah.
And that, but just going over like statistically speaking, we had 150 traps with one Easy Pass.
Okay.
So, not to say that it can't be there. If every other item of interest is there, and there's such a change in driving behavior, is an Easy Pass, I wouldn't avoid it. I would go after it. But everything, literally, in my mind would have to be there for me to go after that car.
Is that even with the stickers? Like say it's just like this, where there's no Easy Pass.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah, you just asked that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean just this? We see that a lot because remember a lot of times when these guys are buying these cars,
Yeah, that's not
they're
scraped
fucking
off.
not scraped off, or
Right.
they're getting them from a friend, and then they're putting the trap in. And long story short, they want to take it off because they don't want to fucking use it. When they're operating that vehicle for illegal purposes, they're fearful that their movement's being tracked via Easy Pass, so they fucking remove it. So they might even use it in that particular trip, but instead of using it every toll, maybe they use it 1 out of 6.
Now, are they fusing them into the box, or are they going direct to the battery for power?
No, nothing ever comes right here. It's always branched off a power source within the dashboard.
So they'll run to like a fuse box? and-
Not necessarily, because they're going to want a sequence of events, which we'll discuss. They'll want a sequence of events. For instance, I'll show you a video later. A magnet had to be put onto the steering column. The seat heat had to be on, and then the rear windows had to be lifted up. So it's 3 relays. Okay, so basically, that wire to the trap went to all 3 different areas. You want to cut the wire and locate the wire closest to the electronic mechanism operating that trap. If I cut that wire all the way over here,
You gotta trip those other relays.
exactly. So you always want to find the trap, understand where the electronic mechanism is, cut the wire closest to that. If you sat there and tried to figure that out, it would take you all fucking day long.
12 volt.
Yeah, yep. You can use a 9-volt battery.
Yeah.
Where would you start in the hood?
What's that?
Where would you start if you were searching the hood of the car?
So once I'll get through kind of the completion of my search, the hood is always my last part. I'll pop the hood and I'll rule out this area in here. This plastic molding by the windshield wipers will pop up or lift up a little bit, and you'll be able to see into the firewall of the vehicle. In every vehicle, there's a large anomaly within there. I missed 9 kilos in a firewall one time. I just didn't think to look there or look any further.
You can pop it up from
So we'll lift it up from underneath and reveal that kind of firewall area. And then I'll check all the exterior portions. I'll check to see the rocker panels, if the bolts are tooled. I'll check the air filter inside. And then I'll hop underneath. They're using a lot of those magnets now. You ever see those big ass magnets? They're just putting them to the bottom of the engine compartment and loading it up with dope. So I want to always rule out the bottom.